In theorems 7.4, these two theorem, na, 7.4 and 7.5, we don't have to do. I mean, we don't have to we don't have to make any proof. Okay, so what we have to do, our theorem 7.4 is saying, uh, if three sides of one triangle are equal to three sides of another triangle, okay, then these two triangles are congruent. So what is saying that three sides of one triangle is exactly equal to three sides of other. You can, if you see this black color one triangle and this red color triangle, you can see this side is 5 for both, right? Similarly, the base is 8 for both, and this other side is 9. So these two triangles, we can say they are congruent, okay, because they are all three sides equal to another three sides, all three sides of this triangle. So this is called SSS congruency rule. Okay, what is called? It is called SSS congruency rule. Side and side congruency rule. Okay, so this is our theorem 7.4, and this theorem we don't have any need to prove. So I'm not giving you proof because this is just a revision. So we have to understand the application of this theorem. Okay, next theorem is RHS, very important theorem. This is RHS congruency rule. What is RHS? Right right angle hypotenuse congruency rule. Okay, this congruency rule is saying, if in two right angle triangles, the hypotenuse and one side of the triangle is equal to the hypotenuse and one other side of the triangle, then two triangles are congruent. What is saying, in these two you can see both are right angle, right? Here both is right angle triangle. It is saying that this, if in the hypotenuse means the opposite side of the right angle triangle, right? So the opposite side of a right angle. So if the opposite side of right angle, that hypotenuse and one side, look, this hypotenuse is equal to this hypotenuse, and one this side is equal to this side. If this happen, then we can say these two triangle are congruent by RHS rule. RHS means right angle, okay, hypotenuse and side. The full form of RHS is right angle, hypotenuse and side. If this so in when if two triangles are right angle, we have to find whether their two sides are equal or not. If hypotenuse and other side is equal, then we can say these two triangles are congruent. Okay, then so with exercise in exercise 7.3, in exercise 7.3 we have only these two theorem application. So we'll now directly go to the theorem, sorry, we'll go to the exercise question. Next, exercise 7.3, page number 140. In this page number 140, first question is saying ABC and DBC are two isosceles triangles. In the diagram, this is our diagram, that ABC and DBC. ABC is where ABC. Okay, this big triangle ABC and DBC is small triangle one, are two isolate triangle. Okay, on same base BC. The vertices A and D are vertices, are on the same line BC. You can see in the figure. If AD is extended to intersect BC at P. AD means this line AD extended to P, where this line intersect the base BC at P point. You can see, right? Then we have to show these few things. What you have to show? ABD, this triangle ABD and ACD, this triangle, are congruent. Okay, then APB, APB, okay, and ABP and ACP, these two big triangles, they are congruent. Then you have to prove AP, this line AP bisect angle A as well angle D. Okay, there are many things have to do, and this is very important. In exam you can expect, one or two from here, because all these four may not come. Okay, next, 3, AP bisect angle A and angle D. Last is AP is perpendicular bisector of BC. Okay, that means perpendicular bisector of BC. So let's start in the given part. Given part, I'm not explaining whatever is given here. You can see I just wrote the same thing in the given part, and to proof part also. So I'll just, to proof part also, whatever is given here, whatever the question is asked, I'm writing here, and there is no construction part here. So let's go to the, our first task is we have to prove this one. APD congruent to ACD. APD and ACD. This one. Okay. So let's focus on these two triangle. ABD and ACD. In this two triangle, AB equal to AC. Why? Because it is given ABC is the isosceles triangle. Okay. ABC is the isosceles triangle. So AB equal to AC. Okay. So in the given part, we have to write these things. Okay. We can write here, given ABC is isosceles. ABC is isosceles. Okay. This is isosceles triangle that we given. So AB equal to AC I can write. Similarly, now AD equal to DA. AD means DA. This means common side, and BD equal to DC, because it is saying ABC and BDC both are, ABC and BDC both are isosceles triangles. So here we have to write, given DBC, given DBC is isosceles. Okay. Now, so by SSS congruency rule, we can write this one, ABD. ABD means ABD and ACD. These two triangle are congruent. Okay. Now, if these two triangle are congruent, I can write this triangle BAD, and CAD is equal. Or we'll use this one later. Okay. I'm just writing here for information. I'm just writing here. Then we'll use this one later. These things. Okay. Next, our next is we have to prove. Next, we have to prove this one. ABP. ABP means this small ABP. This big triangle ABP. This triangle and ACP. This triangle are equal. Okay. Let's go to the proof. See, in ABP and in ACP triangle, let's see what are given. So given is this AB equal to AC, as I told, it is here also, that is ABC is isosceles. Okay, write down here also. Write down here. ABC is isosceles triangle. Okay. So AB equal to AC now. BAP equal to CAP, right? This angle we already told here. BAD equal to CAD we already had. So you can see BAD and CAD and BAP and CAP same. BAD and BAP, look, this angle same angle. BAD same angle and BAP same angle, right? So these two are equal. Then AP equal to AP. AP is the common side. So two sides and including angle equal. By SAS congruency rule, we can say ABP and ACP both are congruent. Okay. Now, if this should now number 2 proof. Number 3 was saying AP is the bisector of angle A and angle D. So that's what we have to prove. Angle. Now, if APB, ABP, and ACP, these two triangle are equal, right? And we already proved we have from one we have BAP equal to CAP. Look, from one we already proved BAD equal to CAD. That means BAD or BAP same. So if BAP equal to CAP, these two angle, BAP means this angle and CAP means this angle. If these two angle are equal, okay, that means we can say AP is the bisector of angle A. Okay. Now, in this small triangle, let's see BDP and CDP. In this two small triangle, let's see how many things are equal. BD equal to CD, right? We already given in the this one that DBC was the isosceles triangle. Okay, in the small triangle you can see in the small two triangle BDP and CDP, BD and CD is equal because they are isosceles triangle. Then DP is the common. Okay, DP is the common side. And okay, here now we have to write one thing. Just hold on a minute. Okay, why I'm writing like this? In this number 2, we already proved ABP equal to ACP, right? In number 2, we already proved ABP equal to ACP, right? So if these two triangle are congruent, we can write BPN equal to BC, other side. Okay, so we'll use this one here. We'll use this one here. In this BDP and CDP, we know that BD equal to CD because they are isosceles triangle given. Then DP is common side and BP equal to CP from number 2. Okay, so what we can write? We can write therefore triangle BDP and sorry therefore BDP means this triangle and CDP means this triangle. These triangle are congruent by SSS congruency. Okay, by SSS congruency because all three sides are equal to both triangle. Okay, so if these two triangle are equal, then we can say BDP, that means this angle BDP and angle CDP is equal by CPCT. Okay, so if these two angle equal, we can write this DP is bisector of angle DBC, BDC. DP means this small angle, small line, that is the bisector of BDC. Okay, so now you can see DP and AP is same line, right? DP and AP are same line. So we can write here, we have to write. So we can write AP is the bisector of angle A, that is we already proved from here. Okay, and as well angle D. Here you just mention one thing, DP and AP are same line. Okay, so number three is important one. Okay, I'm marking this one star. Number three is very important one. Okay, so that is the thing. Now come to the question number 4. Question number 4, we have to prove AP is perpendicular bisector of BC. AP means this one. I'm bringing this one down. Okay, we have to prove that AP is the perpendicular bisector on BC. Perpendicular bisector means AP making perpendicular on BC and it is divided in BP and CP. Look, we already proved BP and CP, right? BP equal to CP, we already proved here from number 2. So it is already proved that BP is, P is the midpoint. So we just have to prove AP lying on these two, AP making 90 degree. Now, we already proved this one. APB, A, ABP and ACP are congruent. We will write proved in number 2. We already proved this one. ABP and ACP, these two triangle are congruent. Okay. Therefore, we can write angle APS, angle APB, angle APB, angle APB, angle APB. Angle APB means this angle and angle APC. They are equal, right? By CPCT. By CPCT they are equal, right? But APB and APC are linear pair of angle. Look, APB and APC are linear pair of angle, right? Because they are on the same straight line. So what we can write, APB plus APC, we can write this one equal to 180 divided by 2, which is equal to 180 divided by 2, which is equal to 90 degree, which is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so APB equal to APC is 90 degree. Therefore, what we can say, AP is perpendicular over BC, and also BP equal to CP. BP equal to CP we can write from number 2. Okay, we already proved in number 2. You can see here that BP equal to CP, or PC and CP are same. BP equal to PC, right? Therefore, what we can write? Hence, AP is the perpendicular bisector of BC. So I hope you understand this one. This is a lengthy proof, first question, but this is very very important question. Am I clear? So whenever you are copying after class, I know that I hope all of you are copying. So do one thing. I hope all of you know about the offline exam. Okay, your final exam will be offline. So you having around more than a month, you have. Okay, so I'll suggest you to study hard. Okay, study, practice this geometry well. And last class, I mean last what it called, in last day, I mean Monday, I gave you some I just want to say you this one. I gave you some question to do, right? But maximum of the student don't are not writing the, are not drawing the diagram in the what it called, I'm not drawing the diagram in the theorem. Theorem is very important to draw the diagram. Otherwise, how will you see? Suppose you are writing AB is the line, AB is the perpendicular bisector of BC. If you don't have the diagram, how will you explain to the teacher? So it is very not important. It is must to draw the diagram in the theorem or theorem related question. Understood? Suppose in the last the question I'm showing you here, in this question, suppose I'm not drawing the diagram and I'm writing all these things, will you understand? No, right? So it is very I mean it is the most important thing, not important thing, to draw the diagram. You have to draw the diagram. Is it clear? I found so many students, not only one two, I found so many students are not drawing diagram, are just writing. I don't know, they are memorizing or what. They just writing the theorems and theorem related question, anything theorem related question or anything, you have to draw the diagram. Even sometimes the question is asked, find this angle and this angle, there also you just draw the diagram. Okay, it will not help the examiner, it will help you to understand also. So now let's go to the next question. Question number 2. Question number 2 is saying that AD is an, in this one diagram is given, AD is an altitude. You can see AD is the altitude of an isosceles triangle ABC in which AB equal to AC. Okay, ABC is the isosceles triangle where um, AB and AC are two sides are equal. We have to prove that AD bisect BC, AD bisect BC. That means BD equal to BC. That's what we have to prove. And AD bisect angle A. We have to prove this one also. Now, altitude means, you know, what is the meaning of altitude? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of altitude? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of altitude? What is the meaning of altitude? Anyone? What is the meaning of altitude? Anyone know what is the meaning of altitude? Please reply. Also, I mean, maximum of you only reply when I ask the roll number. Other time, I don't know, you're sleeping or like, I don't know the reason why no answer. At least give wrong answer or I don't know. Otherwise, it seems like you're all sleeping. What is the meaning of altitude? Let me know. What is the meaning of altitude? Fast, fast. Anyone? Okay, height of an object. Okay, but okay, understood. Height of object is very much theoretical. But if I ask in geometrically, what that mean? I can understand height. If suppose, what is the meaning of this now? What is saying that AD is the altitude of the isolated triangle. I can understand it is the height. But what is the geometrical thing it is denote? In diagram also it is showing. What is the geometrical things it is denoting? Look, when it's saying AD is the altitude. AD altitude means AD is perpendicular over BC. Okay, that what it's mean. Geometrically, it's mean AD perpendicular over BC. Okay, I'm 100%. I mean 100% agree with you. It is a height, but geometrically it is mean that AD is the perpendicular over BC. Okay, so that what given. Now, to prove, I'm not explaining whatever here is given right. Now let's come to the proof. You can see AD is perpendicular over BC, right? That means ABD and ACD both are right angle triangle, right? Now, In right angle triangle ABD, in right angle triangle ABD, AB equal to AC, it is already given, AB equal to AC, right? AB equal to AC, okay. Now angle ADB, angle ADB, okay, we will not write this one. Angle ADB and angle ADC is 90 degree, okay, and AD equal to DA, AD equal to DA, that is the common side, okay. So by RHS means right angle hypotenuse, look, hypotenuse opposite side of right angle, that is AB and AC, okay, so they are equal also, and other side AD, that is common. So by RHS we can say these two triangle are congruent. If these two triangle are congruent, I can say BD equal to DC and BD equal to CD by CPCT, right? That means D is the midpoint of BC. D is the midpoint of BC means B is the midpoint of DC. That means, so AD bisect means what? Divide into equal part, right? So we already proved BD equal to DC. That means AD bisect BC. AD bisect BC. Okay. Next, question number 2. I mean second proof. Second proof, we have to prove AD bisect angle A. So what we have to prove? We have to basically prove these two angles are equal. Since ABD and ACD both are congruent, we can write BAD equal to CAD. These two angle BAD equal to CAD. These two angle are equal by CPCT, right? If these two angle are equal, what we can write? AD bisect angle A, because these two angle are equal. This is so simple. Question number 3. Question number 3 is saying two sides of AB and BC. Two sides AB and BC. AB, I'm giving here a diagram also. You can see AB and BC and median AM of one triangle ABC are respectively equal to side PQ and OR, sine PQ and QR, not OR, QR, and median PN of PQR triangle. Basically, AB equal to PQ, AM equal to PN, and BC equal to QR. Okay, we have to write this one here. Basically, it's given AB, sorry, AB equal to PC, BC equal to, not PC, it's PQ actually. AB equal to PQ, not PC. BC equal to QR and AM equal to PN. These few information are given. We have to prove ABC, ABC means ABC, this big triangle, and PQR both are congruent. ABM, this small triangle, and PQN, these two triangle are equal. That's two we have to prove. Next, then let's do the proof. Proof. Let me down this triangle. Now it is saying in ABC, AM is the median, right? In ABC, AM is the median. Median means what? Anyone know what is the meaning of median? In the last few classes I discussed the same thing. Median, what is the median? Median of a triangle, not median of numbers. Let me know what is the meaning of median. What is the meaning of median? Please let me know. Anyone, what is the meaning of median? Line segment joining vertex to the middle. Okay, very good. Okay, exact definition. The line segment which join the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That means AM is the median. That means AM is the midpoint of BC. So look here, in triangle ABC, AM is median. Therefore, BM equal to half of BC. Okay, BM equal to half of BC. Understood? Similarly, in PQR, Qn is the half of QR because N is the midpoint of QR. So from in the given part, I mean in the given part, you can see in the given part you can see we wrote BC equal to QR, right? So just replace the BC and QR. What we'll get? Half of BC equal to half of QR. If you replace this one, we'll get BM equal to QN. Okay, BM equal to QN. Next, you can do one thing. This whole thing you can do in the given part also. Okay, this whole thing, because this all part is given, so this whole thing you can do in given part also, but you can do now also in proof part. Now, so what we have extra, we have proved already, I mean we have that BM equal to QN, that we already proved. Okay, now in ABM means this triangle ABM, in ABM and PQN, in ABM and PQN, first we will prove that they are congruent. We have to prove. Now AB equal to PQ given, AM equal to PN, it is also given, and BM equal to QN, we just prove here. Look, BM equal to QM, we just proved here. So what we can write? We can write ABM and PQN both are congruent by SSS congruency. Okay, by SS congruency. Okay, side congruency. Then so number one is proof, okay, by SSS congruency. Now if this we'll write this one. So if these two triangle ABM and PQN are congruent, I can write this one. Angle B means this angle. Angle ABM. Angle ABM is equal to angle PQN. Okay, you can see angle ABM is this angle, and angle PQN, this triangle are equal. Okay, now in triangle ABC, you will see ABC, this triangle, and PQR, these two triangle we consider. We can write these things. We already proved this one, that that ABM equal to PQR, sorry, PQR, right? PQR, right? Look, ABM and ABC are same thing, so I'll write ABC and here PQR. Okay, from this is number 2. Next, do one thing here also, you can include, therefore mark this one, number 4. ABM and ABC are same angle, right? So ABM and PQN are equal, so we can write ABC and PQR are equal. This we are marking that one, number 4. Next, in triangle ABC, we can write ABC equal to PQR, right? Then AB equal to PQ, one angle, then BC, full BC and QR equal. So by SAS congruency, side angle side, this side, this middle angle and this side are equal to this side, middle angle and this side. So by SAS congruency rule, we can write ABC congruent to PQR. Okay, so basically here in the proof part, this is the first, that my mistake maybe, I just saw in the book also, this is the first proof and this is the second proof. I mistakenly copied this one. First was ABM and then PQR. It's okay, same thing though. Okay, so any doubt regarding question number 3? I'm moving to question number 4. Question number 4 is saying that BE and CF, BE and CF are two equal altitude. Equal altitude again. So altitude means BE perpendicular AC and CF perpendicular AB. That's what we have to write also. Using RHS congruence, we have to prove triangle ABC isosceles. So ABC isosceles means we have to prove basically AB equal to AC. Okay, ABC isosceles when, that means that is AB equal to AC. Okay, so in the given is B are two equal altitude of a triangle ABC. So therefore we can write BE perpendicular over B perpendicular AB and CF perpendicular over, sorry, BE perpendicular over AC and CF perpendicular over AB. BE perpendicular over AC. Okay. What's happening? And what thing given? BE equal to CF. These are the given things. Okay. So now BE BE perpendicular AC, right? From the given part. So we can write BEC is right angle triangle, right? BC is the right angle triangle because B perpendicular for AC, and BEC is 90 degree. Similarly, CFB is 90 degree. These two things we are writing here. Next, we will consider these two triangle. We'll consider these two triangle. Triangle BEC and triangle CFB. What we can see? B equal to CF, right? And BC equal to CB. BC means this line. Look, this is a common line. But here we will write common hypotenuse. Why? Because look, both triangle, in triangle BEC, this is 90 degree. That means opposite side is hypotenuse. And in CFB, this is 90 degrees. So opposite side BC is hypotenuse. So we'll write common hypotenuse. Okay. And obviously BEC and CFB both is 90-degree angle. So by RHS rule, we can prove BEC and CFB, these two triangle, this small triangle, they are congruent. Okay, they are congruent. So if these two are congruent, we can write BCE. BCE means BCE, this full angle. BCE, this full angle is equal to CF, CBF. CBF means this angle. These two angle we are proving they are equal, right? Now, so we wrote BCE, BCE in this angle and CBF, this angle are equal by CPCT. Now look, BCE and BCA same angle. Look, BCE and BCA same angle. Similarly, CBF and CBA same angle. So what we wrote, BCA equal to CFA. These two angles are equal. So in triangle, these two triangles are equal means what? AB will be equal to AC because opposite side, opposite to equal angles of a triangle are equal. Am I clear? So when these two angles are equal, what is the opposite side of this angle? AB. And what is the opposite side of this angle? BC. Sorry, AC. Therefore, we can write AB equal to AC. So if AB equal to AC means what? ABC is an isosceles triangle. In triangle, if two sides are equal, then it's called isosceles triangle. Okay. Then, okay, fine. Okay, fine. You just message me once. Okay, remember, you just message me once. We can go. Okay, so next one is question number 5. Let's do question number 5. Question number 5 is saying that this is very small proof. In this triangle, ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB and AC are equal. Draw AP on BC to show angle B and angle C is equal. This is the same as question number This is the same as question number 2. Same proof we have to do. Look, ABC isolate triangle, AB and AC are equal, and we have to draw AP perpendicular with BC, right? So if AP perpendicular BC, we can know that APB and ACP both are 90 degree. Look, that what we wrote. Now in this triangle, in the triangle ABP, in the triangle ABP, triangle ABP and ACP, in these two triangle, angle APB, and angle APC both are 90 degree. AB equal to AC given, and AP is the common. Okay, AB equal to AC means these are the look, they are the hypotenuse also, and AP is the common side. So we can write APB and ACP are congruent by RHS congruency. Right angle is there. Hypotenuse, look, AB and AC both are hypotenuse, opposite side to the right angle, and this is the common side AP. So if these two triangle APB and ACP are congruent, we can write BAP. Sorry, we can write angle B and angle C are equal by CPCT. This is so simple. I mean, this may can come for 2 marks only, 2 or 3 marks. Okay. Then last question for today. Last question for today. Last question is saying AB is the line segment. Okay. AB is the line segment. C and D are points. C and D are point on opposite side of AB. You can see C and D are opposite on the ABC, such that each of them is equidistant from A and B. That means C is equidistant from A and B. Right. Similarly, D is equidistant from A and B, as shown in the figure. This figure is given also in your book. Show that the line CD, this CD line, is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Line CD bisect the line AB, and it is also perpendicular. Okay, so whatever is given, AB is the line segment, CD are point opposite, written, that what we wrote. Then again we just wrote, is saying that C is equidistant from A and B, so I just wrote AC equal to AB. Okay, similarly D equidistant from A and B, so AD equal to BD. Next, CD is perpendicular bisector. We have to prove that CD is the perpendicular bisector of AB. There is no construction part. Come to the proof. Let's consider these two triangles ADC and BDC. In ADC and BDC, look, we can write AC equal to BC. ADC, we are considering ADC and BDC. In these two triangle, I can write AC equal to BC given. Similarly, AD equal to BD given, and CD equal to DC. They are common side. So what we can write, ADC and BDC, they are congruent. By which congruency rule? ADC and BDC, they are congruent by SSS congruency. SSS congruence, SSS side congruence. So if these two triangle are congruent, I can write ACD. ACD means this angle, and BCD means this angle are equal, right, by CPCT. Now consider these two triangle. Consider these two triangle ACP. ACP means this triangle ACP and BCP, these two triangle. Let's see what are equal. First is AC equal to BC. It is already given. Okay, then I can write this angle, this one, mark this one here, number 1. Okay, ACD and BCD was equal here, right? So I can write ACD, instead of ACD I can write ACP. ACD and ACP both are same angle. Similarly, BCD and BCP are same angle. Okay, from number, write down from number 1. We can write proved in number 1. Oh, just same. Then we can write CP equal to PC, which is common side. So what we can write, In this two triangle we can see two sides and including angle is equal. Therefore these two triangle are congruent. Therefore this triangle this triangle congruent by SAS congruence. This is congruency. Okay. If these two triangle are congruent, we can write AP equal to PB. Okay, AP equal to PB. Mark this one. Okay, Roman one and this one, please be careful about. You can use two also, whatever you want. Next, okay, why this is by CPCT, by CPCT. Why AP equal to PB by CPCT. Okay, these two triangle are congruent, so we can write AP equal to PB. Next, and angle CPA equal to angle CPB. Look, these two triangle APC and BPC, these two triangle we've already proved congruent, right? Now we can write CPA and CPB both are equal by CPCT, by CPCT. Okay, but what is the sum of them? CPA plus CPB, what is the sum? The sum of them is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because linear pair of angle. Okay, by cos linear pair of angle, linear pair of angles. Okay, therefore what is the value of CPA and CPB? Therefore value of CPA and CPB will be 180 divided by 2, which is equal to 90 degree, Okay, so what do you mean by 90 degree? CPA and CPB is 90 degree. That means CP is perpendicular over AB. So, or therefore, you can write in that means CP perpendicular over AB. Okay, then mark this one number 2. So from now 1 and 2, what we can find? In number 1 we find out AP equal to PB, and in number 2 we find out CP perpendicular over AB. So we can write easily that CD is the perpendicular bisector of AB because CP and CD same line. So we can write from 1 and 2 CD, in bracket you can write CP and CD is same line. Just to mention for you, from 1 and 2 you can write CD is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Okay, this is also very important theorem. I mean, very important problems. Okay, now there is some announcement. Okay, so I don't know how many of you leave the class. Okay, no one. So